segment on the Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Michelle Stangler, your host, focused on agriculture. At the University of Wisconsin River Falls, a grand reopening of the dairy plant, Wheatrick Family Grassland Dairy Center of Excellence, recently renamed. There is a lot of value to industry and students. I'm here with the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association. So first, introduce yourself and give me a brief scope of what your role looks like.
Sure, thanks Michelle. I'm John Umhoefer, Executive Director of the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association, and in that role for the past 30 years, I've been running an association that's been around since 1893. And what that signifies is we've got a strong cheese industry in the state and always have. We're still the #1 cheese producer in the United States, #2 in milk, and #1 in a lot of dairy products. So what's important here is you're adding an enormous tool to the dairy industry that has really only existed in what it can accomplish down in Madison. And now you've got it up here at River Falls, covering the entire central part of Wisconsin, western Wisconsin. It's a huge addition to what it can do for both students and the dairy industry in the state.
Yeah, so talk about the value. So not only will this be a learning opportunity for students, but it is for industry. So tell me more about the value it'll have.
Well, you know, we're looking for, like other industries, we're always looking for people. Things are tight on the hunt for new talent and that next generation. So I think there's great opportunity here that even the university doesn't realize, because this is going to be a shining star on campus. It's really going to be an opportunity to add new majors. I think they're going to find they're going to want to add a major really related to dairy processing. And it's a new opportunity for students from Minneapolis and all the surrounding area to come in and look at becoming members of the dairy industry, and the entrepreneurial spirit can live here because there's going to be the opportunity to do new product development in these vats, new ice cream development, new cheese development, new butter development. So that's something that just hasn't existed in a 100 square mile radius. It's very exciting.
And the research of the industry, this will be a great way to come in and to do that. Tell me about how that will be of value to your members.
Sure. In addition to the students, you've got two real opportunities. One is that there's great funding coming in from the state of Wisconsin, and it's funding new professors here under the Dairy Hub program, and they're going to have access to this great facility. And industry is already coming in. It has come in for years, but now they've got this to come in and learn how to run pasteurizers, how to do sanitation, how to make new cheeses. So with this facility, it's state of the art. Instead of being behind the times, it's really ahead of the times now. And when someone trains here, they're going to be ready to go right into the real industry and work with their equipment.
I mean, when we look at the scope of cheese here, many of our viewers may not know that 90% of our milk goes into cheese.
That's right.
And 90% of that cheese gets exported beyond Wisconsin's border. So this cheese to make into value-added products will really be an added interest.
Right, and Wisconsin makes about a quarter of all the specialty cheese in the United States, in addition to being #1 in cheese. So it's extremely important to have a pilot scale facility like this, because we're great at making cheddar and mozzarella in Wisconsin, the two big cheeses. Well, what's exciting is for the new farmer that wants to get into the industry, a small manufacturer, or someone who wants to extend into something new and different like a feta, a Havarti, a blue. This is a facility where you can make it little batches and test a product and get ready to make it on a larger scale. So it's really an exciting opportunity for everybody.
Now this has been a 10-year conversation in the making, few years of continued delays, but when we look at just overall, like this is needed in the dairy industry and over the economic impact as well.
Oh yeah, this part of the state will definitely benefit. We've got many cheese factories around here, cooperative and private, that have been waiting for this facility to open. It really is a chance for them to come in, train their people, make new products, and put things out in the United States. Like you said, we are the #1 cheesemaker. Almost all of our milk leaves the state, goes around the world. Around the world, when you're in Europe, when we travel with cheesemakers, Wisconsin is what they think of when they think of the dairy industry in the United States. It's really considered on par with France and Italy and Switzerland over there.
And there's only one like it, like at UW-Madison, am I correct?
Right, you do see one out, a great little facility out in South Dakota too. That was built out there about 10 years ago, but the great thing about this is it's new, it's state of the art. There's a great facility down in Madison. It's going to be heavily used, but this is, that's quite far away. So you've got a great radius here where people from Minnesota, Wisconsin, are going to take advantage of the opportunity to come here in a reasonable amount of time and on a given day and really get a full day's work in.
A lot of value that it's going to add right here in River Falls in western Wisconsin. Anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, just a thanks to the Chancellor and to the staff, Dean Gallenberg, Michelle Farner, who was really the champion of this project for 10 years. She hung in there, and you know, it takes a champion to keep the ball rolling on a project that got interrupted by, you know, all the disruption, COVID, and kept focus and kept going. So our thanks to them.
10 years in the making, a few-year renovation project. Now we'll be tripling the square feet size and offering so many opportunities for students and involved in the dairy industry. That was the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association Executive Director John, and this is a segment focused on agriculture on the Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Michelle Stangler, your host.